That is the indomitable Ori Freeman. I've introduced her many times as one of my favorite people on earth. And you just got a little taste of who she is and the road that she has traveled. Well, we are all on a journey, aren't we? We're all on life's journey. You can see the theme that we've been hitting pretty hard. It's been on the website, it's been in emails, it's in the graphics, the journey. We've heard so often from so many of our survivors that we've been serving that very word. This is a journey back to health, a journey away from exploitation, and a journey to find justice. And we've been using this metaphor of this backpack. You know, if we're all going on life's journey, like if you're going on like a journey, a hike of some kind, like a day hike, you typically put on a backpack, maybe. You've got some water in that backpack, a couple of snacks, maybe your cell phone, and you go off for your hike. Now imagine, if you will, life's journey, and Ori talked about this quite a bit. We're all given a backpack, if you will, metaphorically, that we are about life's journey on. And you saw in the little skit that we did, all of the incredible, horrific abuse that the young girl, early childhood sexual abuse. And in this backpack, these young survivors are being weighted down through no choice of their own, through no fault of their own. Life is doing that to them. The people around them that are charged to keep them safe and protect them have failed them. We as a society and as a humanity have failed them because it's happening. We're not allowing it to happen. Well, it's happening. We have to get better. Imagine, if you will, if we cleared all these tables out and you, whoever you are, put this backpack on. It's pretty heavy. You fill these rocks up. And then we did a little sprint from that end to this end. And you had this backpack that's been weighing you down. Other people put rocks in your backpack and you ran. I'll bet the one who's not wearing the weighted backpack is going to beat you in the race. I'll bet that you would win if you didn't have other people weighing you down. Well, this life's journey that those that we serve are undergoing, early childhood sexual abuse, being trafficked. One friend who's a survivor said that by the time she was 12 years old, she had already been raped 4,000 times. And I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. We're having a nice dinner, and that's a little rough, isn't it? But we can't gather here tonight and not tell the truth and not talk about what is actually happening. How can we expect a society, a company, a foundation, an individual to help us fix something that they don't know what's actually happening? The answer is we can't expect it. So we try to keep it real. You know, some of the words that we've heard from survivors that we've served. One 15-year-old was in one of these middle-of-the-night crisis calls. Sergeant Jeff Walker may have been involved in this one. I'm not sure if he was or he wasn't. And one of our advocates who was up on the stage steps into this room. This young girl had just been recovered from a trafficking situation. And all of the emotion and the realities were pouring out of her in a really powerful way. So much so she couldn't even speak. They sat there for 30 minutes. Our advocate sat there. I'm just going to sit here. It's going to be with you. And when she finally gathered herself, our advocate says, what do you need? What can I do for you right now? And she made the most profound statement. She said, I just want to be treated like a human being. Okay, let's start there. Let's start with treating human beings like human beings. Thank you for the gift of clarity, young 15-year-old. You are making it very clear that this society, this circumstance, this backpack is dehumanizing you. One trafficker told me when I sat down with them, a former trafficker, and I wanted to find out, tell me why you did what you did. Look, can we talk about that? He said he viewed these girls as a commodity, something to be bought and sold, not human. Ori said it tonight. She was branded in the form of a tattoo on her neck. I have relatives, in-laws in Texas that actually own cattle. They treat their cattle better than children are being treated on the streets right now. She says, I just want to be treated like a human being. Another survivor says, I had no choice. It was survival. Think about that. Unpack that word for a minute. No 15-year-old should be worrying about their survival. Now, I'm not talking about when we were in school, I got to survive this chemistry class. I don't know if I can survive it. It's a hard class. I'm not talking about an athlete. My son played football. The coach is mad. It's hot in the summer. I got to survive this summer practice. No, we're talking about the decision that you make right now is going to determine whether or not you're still alive 10 minutes from now. Surviving, being alive. This is life and death circumstances. No 15-year-old's prepared to have that thrust upon them. No 12-year-old. I was with a number of our advocates that you met tonight in a meeting not too long ago. And she just threw out the fact. I don't know all the details of everyone that we're working with all the time. She said, yeah, the two 12-year-olds that I'm working with, and she went on to tell the story. I said, wait. The two 12-year-olds. I don't know, when I was 12 years old, I was playing Little League baseball, and I'm in sixth grade. I don't know, I'm just probably trying to get the cute girl in the class to notice me. I'm staying out at night, hanging around with my friends. That's what I was doing at 12 years old. Survival. And one of the young ladies that was in the video that you saw, one of our former clients, wrote a handwritten note to Saving Innocence. She addressed it to her advocate, and she put my name in there. Somehow she heard my name along. I did nothing in the equation, but somehow I got a handwritten note. Don't get a lot of handwritten notes lately, do we? And she said, thank you for giving me a second chance at life. Not a second chance at her driver's license test that she failed. Not a second chance at the essay that she flunked and the teacher's going to give her a little time to, rewrite it. A second chance at life. This is what gets us out of bed in the morning, is doing what we can do to provide a second chance at life from someone whose first chance was taken from them. What does a second chance at life look like? We're big second chance people. It looks maybe something like this. Truth be known, it takes a little longer to unpack those backpacks, but we don't have that much time. I love the fact that you've all come here today. You've gotten dressed up. You drank wine that you didn't pay for. Somebody did. And you're leaning into what we're talking about, and I love that. There are thousands. The people that count things have said there's at least 300,000 children, U.S.-born American citizens in our country being trafficked for sex every day of the week. The International Justice Mission, who works internationally, has come out and said they estimate there's some 45 to 50 million people enslaved via human trafficking worldwide. It's called the modern day slavery. 50 million. We did some work with the state of Texas several years ago. The governor's office sent their lieutenants to LA, and they met with a bunch of us, so they came to our office, and they estimated, through their metrics, that they had 90,000 children being trafficked in Texas. You get to 300,000 pretty quickly. I know that you agree with me, but that is absolutely unacceptable. We do not accept that. We absolutely stand against exploitation and trafficking of anybody, but especially children. I get excited in a meeting like this, in a room like this. Because I'm just imagining, man, if this room really got a hold of this, if the people in this room right here tonight really resonated with this message, and you found something in here that you think, I have to be part of this, what a difference we could make. What an impact we could make. There are thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, many of them minors and children, that would absolutely love a second chance at life. And they deserve it. And they need it. A second chance at life. Like, who's with me? Of course, we're in, right? How could you not? Here's what I'm aware of. You heard some hard things tonight. Some of you for the first time. And others of you have been around for a while. It would be inappropriate and maybe rude if we lay this heavy burden on you by sharing with you this reality that so many in our midst are dealing with, and then not provide an opportunity to be part of the solution. Never let it be said that I'm rude and inappropriate, because we are going to allow you the opportunity to be part of the solution. I mean, sometimes I could be rude and inappropriate on accident, but not tonight. I'm going to walk with you briefly through a handful of slides. I'm going to answer some questions about our organization that maybe you didn't even know that you had. And then at the end of this little time, there's going to be a moment, and I'm going to ask you to respond. I'm going to explain how to do that when we get to that moment. There's ways to get involved with this organization. And this is a fundraising event, so be prepared. I'm going to ask you for $750,000 in just a few minutes. I love that you're clapping. Well, the first thing we have to figure out is that there's 3 ways to get involved with Saving Innocence should you choose to get involved with us, and I hope that you do in one way, shape, or form. You can volunteer some of your time. And in a little bit, I'm going to give you an opportunity to indicate, yeah, I'll volunteer. What do you need? There's several events that we do during the year for our clients. We celebrate them, graduation parties, and we have a holiday Christmas party, and we do other baby showers and things throughout the year. And there's opportunities for people to volunteer and help us pull all that off. Would love to have you be part of that. You heard about our foster family agency within Saving Innocence. Yes, thank you. I need to make sure you guys understand something. With all humility, there's only one other organization that we're aware of, there may be another one that popped up, that is specifically a foster family agency for this population of youth. They're in Florida. We're in LA. We'll meet in the middle. We heard recently from some LA County officials, they said, you guys are changing foster care. This is revolutionary, that we're going to be recruiting and training parents to receive these children, someone like a young Ori. Boy, that would be interesting, wouldn't it, Ori? Wouldn't that be fun? So much life and energy. You might just want to get some more information. Being a foster parent is a big move, I get it. You might just want to be part of the support team, maybe deliver a meal once a month or something like that. You could be part of the foster family agency. And maybe you can't do any of those, but you know some people who might be interested. Help us build out this foster family agency. That's the second way you can get involved. And then the third way tonight is that you could become a donor, a financial contributor to Saving Innocence. And I hope that you will. Okay, there's a few questions. If you're going to bring up the idea of money and helping Saving Innocence, you might say, well, how much do you need? Well, when fully funded, we're working on fully funding the 2024 budget. It's just under $5 million, and that's everything it takes to reach out, to expend emergency services. Sometimes there's emergency plane flights and hotel stays to get people out of danger. You saw, we purposely left all the staff on the stage for a minute. Like, look at that team. That's an incredible team. It's all the things it takes to have full-time employees in the state of California. We have an office. We pay rent. We have internet. We pay for mileage to drive around LA and do the things that we do. Add it all up, and it's just a measly $5 million to help provide a second chance at life. Well, okay, but how's your money spent? In our most previously audited financials, which is in 2022, 23 is currently being audited, 86% of all the money that we spent was on the direct services. That's these case managers working with the kids that we serve and all the things that happen, 86%. The rule of thumb is, typically, you want to see a charity be at 80% or more of the dollars that go directly to the work that they say that they're doing. So we have 86%, we feel good about it, 10% for the back-end administration and operations, and just a puny little 4% to help with the fundraising activities to bring in that money. Well, how do you handle it? I mean, are you guys above board? Like, what's happening? There's a watchdog agency formerly called Guide Store. They changed their name to Candid, and we received their highest rating as a platinum transparency decal. I think that's on our website somewhere. They have looked at our financials. They've looked at our board of directors. They've analyzed all the things, and we received their highest rating. We feel good about that. Well, tonight's goal, I already mentioned it. I said, I'm going to ask you for $750,000. And because this side of the room cheered, I'm not sure what this side, if you guys were cheering or not, but I'm looking at you. I see you, Kaji. Because that side of the room. Oh, we got a little contest here? Okay, I like it. I see where we're going here. I need to pull back the curtain just a moment here and share with you in the spirit of transparency. The need is greater than it's ever been for Saving Innocence to have a great fundraising night and a great fundraising year. A long story made very short, we previously had received around a third of our budget had come from LA County. I never fully trusted it was going to be here forever. People get voted in, people new committees, and they allocate funds, how they allocate them. And the long story short, the funding that we were previously receiving from LA County is no longer available. That coupled with, over these last couple of years, we've been hit pretty hard from the top handful of donors for Saving Innocence. Their businesses have to do with the mortgage interest and wealth management and that kind of world, real estate business. And that has been a challenge. And so those gifts went away. Temporarily, they'll be back, but they're gone. So you add all that up, we have to look for a new nugget of $2 million in order to keep doing what we're doing in the way that we're doing it. The very last resort will be to somehow contract, somehow reduce services. Absolutely unacceptable. That will not happen. But in order for us to do that, we have to raise $2 million new to replace what has disappeared. No problem, right? So I'm going to create a stretch goal for us tonight. We just jumped from $750,000 to $1 million. The goal is $1 million tonight. Now, that may sound big or that may sound small. I'm not sure what it sounds like to you. That gets us half the way. That takes a big bite out of that apple. That gets us halfway there to what we're working on. We've already had some great gifts that have come in against that $2 million. So the ball is already rolling. Okay, so how do we get to $1 million tonight? Here's what I would like to lay out. And you can say no. This is optional. We didn't lock the doors. It's optional. I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't share with you what the need was and ask you and see how you could be part of this solution. I would like everybody, if you can hear my voice, I would like everybody to do one of two things. Become a new donor to Saving Innocence tonight, or if you're already a donor, increase that at an uncomfortable level. Wherever you're at, be a little uncomfortable. Stretch with us. We're in stretching mode here. If not, I'm going to send Ori to your house, and she's going to have a talk with you pretty soon. I'm going to ask that everybody becomes financially involved. And I know that some of you have already done. I've already seen some of you doing those things at your tables. I want to ask everyone to think about becoming what we call a hope donor. What's a hope donor? It's making a monthly recurring gift at whatever level you want. Every once in a while, I'll speak to a college class. We got a neighbor who's a professor at College of the Canyons. She brought me into her class once in a while, and I challenge college kids, hey, give up one Starbucks a month. And so if you look at our donor list right now, there's some names at like $5 a month, every month recurring. They probably don't even pay their own credit card bill. That's fine, right? Every month, $10 a month. I love it. I just hope that they graduate someday and get a real job and they can increase that. I would like to ask everyone in a few minutes when I explain how to do it to become a hope donor, which means a monthly recurring donor. You put it on your credit card, you earn miles, you go to Hawaii on vacation because of the generosity you gave to Saving Innocence. What a deal. You can't beat it. Now, there's another little threshold that we like to say. It's called a freedom donor. And that's someone, there's kind of like this little invisible line, and there's a lot of people that it makes sense for them to give in the $10,000 annual amount level. And we call that donor a freedom donor. Now, usually, that means it's like an annual gift, maybe a year-end December. They usually write $10,000 or more. But the most amazing thing happened. I have some good friends that were here last year, and they heard me say this exact same thing. They were already giving $500 a month, and I looked at the paperwork when we're all sorting through everything, and they upped their monthly giving to $834. I said, what in the world, $834? And then I did the math. That's $10,000. And he says with pride, I'm a freedom donor. He's sitting right over there. I'm a freedom donor. I think if we could get 10 families tonight to step to that level in a new way, that would help us reach our $1 million goal. Now, there's one more way, and this is where all the secret sauce is. I want to dispatch you. I want to deputize you, whatever all that is. Have Sergeant Walker come up here and deputize you all. I want to ask you to consider hosting your own event in your backyard, in your living room, in your boardroom, in your great room. Here's how it works. You fill the room with your people, the people that should have been here tonight, but they're out at spring break with their family. We heard that so many times. Friends of yours that you invited and they just couldn't come. The people you're thinking, oh, these people would love to hear about this. All those people in your network, you host an event somewhere, you feed them whatever food and beverage you want to feed them, and we show up with the program. I brought Ori with me a number of times to living rooms like that. We'll come, we'll have a little mini gala in your backyard, in your living room, and we're going to invite all your friends to join us, just like we're inviting you. Would you host an event? Maybe you go in with a couple of friends and fill your house, fill your backyard with whoever you can. And then we're going to start leapfrogging around friend groups. We already have one. Actually, I only need 9. I'm thinking if we get 10 tonight, that'd be great. We already have one. There's a couple of friends. They happen to belong to a particular country club, and they've already got a date. It's in July. We're going to show up, and they're going to have 30 or 40 people there, and we're going to present all of this to them. We're going to ask all their friends to get involved and become hope donors and freedom donors. Don't be intimidated by a country club. We've had a lot of living rooms and backyards as well. I'm hoping that you've heard enough tonight to know I have to do something. Before I turn you over to make that incredible commitment, I want to talk about, just for a moment, how I think about this work and being involved in it. We have the opportunity to make a generational impact. You heard it from Ori herself. She's raising her daughter differently because of her interaction, not only with Saving Innocence, but other friends and partners she met along the way. The trajectory of her life is now different. It's going in a totally different direction, and that has impacted little Evelyn. And Evelyn will grow up, and she'll probably have some kids. This whole line of these descendants are forever changed because there were people that cared enough to say, I'm in. What can we do? What do you need? And Ori received a second chance at life. I don't know how this works, but I'm just imagining generations down the road, there will be kids and grandkids and great-grandkids of those that are current Saving Innocence clients. They're going to have a completely different life. They're going to be nowhere near any of this torturous exploitation that great-grandma went through. Well, and the final concept before I ask you for $1 million. I stood here, some of you were here last year, and I stood here, it was about this time, And I put a picture of my daughter-in-law on the screen, the pregnant picture, the obligatory baby shoot, that the ladies, when they're about to have a baby, they take that picture, and it's all nicely done, and it's sort of like that picture that happens. And I put her on the screen, and I talked about the fact that there's a first grandchild on the way. Well, I'm here to tell you that my wife and I are getting on an airplane on Tuesday morning. We're flying to Texas. Everybody's moving to Texas, and we're going to celebrate the 1-year birthday of this little guy. I show you this because I believe that people don't take this crime seriously because they don't yet take it personally. It seems like it's too far away. It's 10,000 miles away. We're here to tell you it's happening right here, right now, not far from where we're sitting right here, right now. And I feel, this is maybe you can resonate with this. I feel that I am accountable to the next generation to make a good faith effort to leave this world better than the way I found it, especially when it concerns this. Like, what are we doing? We can't hear of something terrible and then do nothing to help end it. If that's true, at some point, we become complicit because we looked the other way. Now, I'm just imagining, my little guy here, Henry Noble Smyth. I'm imagining 15 years from now, 10, 12, 15, 20 years from now. I want him learning about human trafficking and child trafficking from the history book, not the morning news. I want him coming home from his junior high class saying, "Mom, Dad, I just heard about this thing called child sex trafficking. Have you heard about this? And I guess it's not around anymore, but well, tell me about that." And then his parents are going to have to answer, "Oh, yeah, and we did something about it." Well, does Grandpa and Grandma know about it? I can't believe I'm calling myself Grandpa and Grandma. It's really weird. It's still doesn't quite settle in. I'm envisioning either an awkward conversation or a joyful conversation when my grandson, and if I'm around long enough to have a great-grandson or daughter, if they come to me and say, "Do you know about this? Did you know about this?" And I'll say, "Oh, yes, I did." "What'd you do about it?" I would love to have that conversation. And I hope that when you're ready to have that conversation, you'll be able to say, "I went to an event at the Skirball Center on April 7th, and I did everything I could to be part of that team and help give those a second chance at life who needed it and deserved it the most." The alternative is not a conversation you want to have. I heard about it, but I blew it off. I went about my daily schedule. I'll let somebody else. It's somebody else's problem. No, let's take it personally. It's our problem. Dare I say that it's close enough where it could impact someone close to you, someone in your family. Let's stamp it out right now. Let's change the trajectory of the lives of those that we serve. On your table, this was not easily done. A couple different shipments from Amazon till we got the right rock. We're on this rock theme. Rocks in the backpack. This is the kind of rock you want. I'm hoping that everybody's going to take one home. There's a little Saving Innocence logo, newly trademarked logo, by the way, by our pro bono attorney firm. Thank you, Melanie. We want you to take this home. Don't leave it here. Put this on your coffee table. Let it be a conversation piece. Put it in your car. It's just small enough and big enough. You can put it in your pocket throughout the day, and it's just big enough you'll notice that it's there. Let this be a reminder of the rocks that you helped take out of somebody else's backpack by your support of this organization and the staff who are serving this population. Take it home. Think about it. Remember it. I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to indicate something of your support, whatever that might be. There's 2 ways to do it. There's a QR code. It's the same QR code that's been everywhere. It's in your program. It's on your table. Those of you who are tech savvy, probably under 60 years old. I'm just saying. I had a friend over there struggled. He didn't know what's this. You can run your camera over that QR code. You can take it to a little link tree, and you can indicate all the things we're asking you to think about. You can put it right there, and there's a place to become a donor. You can become a hope donor right there on your credit card tonight. Become a monthly recurring donor. Or, if you don't want to do it that way, we have an old-fashioned paper envelope there as well. And you can open up the flap, and you can indicate all those same things. If you came with a check and you want to give us a check, you were planning on contributing, you can put it in that envelope. You might want to take the envelope home. Possibly the checkbook that you want to use, because it's from your business or your family fund or something, is at home. You can take that home. The address is already there, and you can drop it in the mail to us. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to do those things. If you don't quite finish, that's okay. We'll let you finish. And then my good friend Harmony Dust is going to come up after 3 minutes. Don't leave during those 3 minutes. We're going to end this thing in a dramatic fashion. It's actually really, really cool. Might be one of the more cool things I've seen in a while. Harmony wrote a spoken word. She founded an amazing organization here in LA called Treasures. She's a nationally known speaker. She has a lived experience that informs her knowledge. And she wrote this amazing spoken word. She showed it to me on video, and I took her out to lunch at Harmony. Will you come and do this live at our gala? And she said, I'm in. And so she's going to come up, and that will close the night for us. This is the moment, you guys. We made it this far. Thank you. And now I'm asking you for the next 3 minutes, a little soft music is going to come on, a little music to pledge by. And I'm hoping that you will stretch yourself on behalf of the kids we serve and the staff that serve them. Now would be the time. If you need a little more time to think about it and talk about it with your spouse and you want to let us know, just write it, fill it out, fill out that form. Give us something that you think you can do, that you want to do. And I hope that we get close to that $1 million tonight and then kick it over the top. I mean, think about it. We live in LA. $1 million is ridiculous. We could probably raise that in the next 2 days if we wanted to. 3 minutes. Go ahead and fill out everything. Make a stretching, massive commitment. And then Harmony's going to come up and close us out. Thank you, everybody.